7 reasons empaths and narcissists are attracted to each other. 1. Karmic ties. Unresolved past life issues. 2. Patterns of relating within this particular lifetime. 3. Empaths are energetic healers, whilst the narcissist is suffering from soul sickness. 4. They are polarizing energies, that is to create a balance within the collective psyche, meaning they unconsciously observe the law of polarity. When the narcissist inhabits the chaotic feminine state of lack or void, the empath inhabits the masculine polarity of the giver. It is an attempt at balance, however, it can never be balanced. It can never be balanced because it is parasitic instead of symbiotic. This is a parasitic dynamic because this feminized polarity, especially when we're dealing with a male narcissist and a female empath, because the male is impotent and incapable of giving, meaning the man becomes impotent and is incapable of giving, and this is what makes it parasitic. Carl Jung has a theory about women who makes their son impotent because they do not want their sons to be of any use to any other woman. They want their sons to only love them and to be dependent upon mommy for the rest of their lives. So even if the son leaves home, gets married, or is in a relationship, that relationship is never going to work out. That child will always return to mommy. So this is that impotent male or masculine state. When the male becomes feminized, this is what I'm trying to explain. I hope that makes sense. What makes this very dangerous is that if it is a man who is the narcissist and the female who is the empath, the male will know on some level that he is impotent and cannot reciprocate, and therefore will cause him to become very aggressive towards the female. Also, the female on some level will understand the impotency within the male, which is actually going to cause her to feel repulsed by him on a level. And she is in need of something that she's going to be asking him, asking him for something to replenish her, to be there for her, but he is impotent and he cannot be there for her. He cannot satisfy her. And so this causes warfare within the subconscious or the shadow realm. 5. Addiction to toxic energy. So the empath might be addicted to toxic energy. 6. Unresolved trauma in both parties. And 7. Spiritual warfare against lightworkers. Empaths are often, if not always, lightworkers. Persons who have narcissistic personality disorders are devoid of empathy. So it really doesn't matter what you do or say, they cannot empathize with your feelings. If you know someone is blind and yet you write them a letter explaining in details how you feel, it doesn't matter how well written the letter is, they cannot receive the words into themselves because they lack the faculty of vision. Narcissists can give and receive pleasure and therefore are capable of shallow transactional relationships. Narcissists are capable of a type of love, but this is an objective love. It's not humane. It's the way one loves a car or a racehorse or a holiday. They may love the way you make them feel, and as a result, they may treat you well while they are getting that good feeling. If you don't recognize when to ebb and flow, or you become overly keen, this could cause the narcissist to not reciprocate your loving feelings and attention. In fact, they will treat you as though you are needy and clingy. The reason for this is that you have denied them of their dopamine fix that they receive from chasing. They enjoy relationships that they have to hunt and pursue the person, much like a stalker pursuing its victim, or the predator pursuing its prey. In other words, they will push you away with verbal abuse or some kind of violence or intimidation, depending on how elevated the toxicity is within the relationship. The narcissist is drawn to the empath because the empath is often an endless source of affection and comfort. The empath will continue to be a supply of adoration and kindness. In some ways, on some level, the empath can subconsciously collude with the superiority complex of the narcissist, who imagine themselves to be entitled, be it to your affection or your money or whatever it is that you may be lavishing on him or her. The narcissist actually believes that you, the empath, do what you do, not because you're kind and generous and loving in general, but that they, the narcissist, is entitled to whatever you do for them, and that you being kind, caring, and giving is a recognition of his or her entitlement. Although the narcissist is drawn to the empath because of her empathy or his empathy, your empathy will aggravate and amplify the envy in the narcissist. They will hate that you are kind and that others are kind to you. They may view your kind and compassionate nature as a bad reflection on them. They will find ways to demean your kindness and compassion when it is directed to anyone else. They will try to isolate and also punish you to make sure that you do not give attention, affection, support, or even a smile to a stranger. Something as simple and innocent as a smile to a stranger could result in assault or something very severe for the victim to maintain the power dynamics, and for the victim to understand that everything that he or she has belongs to the narcissist, including your smile. Narcissistic abuse is very serious, and you should seek help if you are being abused. You should not feel ashamed for being a loving creature by nature. You came to this planet as a light worker to spread love and light, so it is in your nature to want to love and want to give of yourself. You should also not allow the experience of the narcissistic abuse to dim your beautiful light. Your abuser may have assaulted you in numerous ways in order to dim your light. This is likely a spiritual attack because you are a very powerful light worker. The false darkness uses whomsoever is open to be used in order to subdue light workers. It isn't always easy to know who is a narcissist because so many of us have suffered trauma or adverse childhood experiences. Furthermore, the most successful people, financially successful that is, are those who are psychopaths, narcissists, sociopaths, sadists, simply because they don't mind who they rob or kill in order to make profit and how much they destroy the planet. And as our culture continues to promote materialism, it is a breeding ground for psychopathic, narcissistic, and sadistic behaviors. And these types of so-called tycoons, entrepreneurs, putting profit before people, these types of mentality and persons are those who are revered in our culture because we look at money and those who are rich as our model, and a lot of us do it, even those who say they are spiritual. Lies, coercion, chaos, and confusion are some of the main weapons deployed by the narcissist, and therefore you might find yourself in a trance-like state. This is a protective defense that your ego will use so that you can endure the relationship. However, if you are watching this video, which you are because you're hearing me, you might be experiencing a window of clarity that might soon close. Please reach out to a friend or someone. Do not be embarrassed or let shame stop you from asking for help. Psychological, emotional, sexual, or financial abuse can happen to anyone, whether you're male or female. Your abuser will never take responsibility for what they're doing. They will always say it is your fault. Either you are lacking in something or you're too much of something. So for example, being too much is you're too sensitive, or you're too soft, or you're too weak, or lacking something, you're not man enough, or you're not feminine enough. If you decide to seek help, I would advise you do not speak to the parent or parents of your abuser. You're better off going to an independent party, talk to a therapist, speak to an organization, and let them help you to figure out a plan. The reason being is that sometimes, but not always, but sometimes it is the parent or the parenting of that child that's caused them to become a narcissist. And that is why you wouldn't want to speak to their parents, because that's their little prodigy and they probably think he's perfect. And this, like, so horrific. But there are some women who do like the fact that their sons abuse other women. Do seek professional help, depending, because I don't know who you are. I don't know who this video is going to reach and when, and you don't want to put yourself in more danger. Please help this message to go out to as many people as possible by liking, sharing, and subscribing. The more we're able to spot the signs of sadistic, narcissistic, psychopathic individuals, the less likely we are to then go on to have families with them. We want to secure a future for our children so that they are growing up in harmonious, loving, spiritual families. And so that's one of the ways, is through the children that we will actually save this planet. So the less traumatized children that there are, the better our planet is going to be, and we can help in that. If you want to work on any of your issues with me, be it psychological, emotional, or spiritual, do contact me via my email or WhatsApp. You can find my details in the description. Also, for anyone who would like a mediumistic reading, you can contact me for that. Leave me a comment, let me know what you think of this video, and until next time, love, light, life.